with the wind. A long, long time ago, when the kingdom of the house of Judah was wide and strong under the rule of King Solomon, and his temple stood in all its glory in Jerusalem, one day the horn is blown. And King Solomon enters the horn of judgment. He walks up to his throne and he sits down. He greets his people. And then he's ready for judgment. And look, a woman, a weary, tired-looking woman, her eyes bathed in tears, comes into the hall and throws herself down in front of King Solomon and cries out, "My king, my lord, help me. Judge between me and that wind." King Solomon looks at her astonished and says to her, "The wind? What has the wind done to you? Speak up, let us hear it." Great King Solomon, a widow am I, all alone in the world. I live in this hut, and with these fingers I work hard to earn my living. One day I receive a small amount of flour for my work, and so I go home and I bake one, and two, and three loaves of bread. And then, while I'm putting them in the oven, I'm thinking to myself, well, this is quite wonderful. I shall have bread for a whole week. And then, when the fine smell of freshly baked bread comes unto me, I pull one bread out of the oven. When I look up, I see a man coming toward my hut. His clothes are torn, hunger in his eyes. Slowly he comes forward, and when he sees me, he stops. And he says, "Please, give me something to eat. I've been walking many days with no food." And then he tells me a terrible story. A great fire came down from heaven and burned out my house. The whole village was burned down by the fire. Only I survived. Please, give me some bread. I've been walking many days. There is the... And so I give the man my loaf of bread, and he thanks me. "Blessed are you for saving my soul today." And then he goes on his way. Well, I pull another bread out of the oven. But hardly has this man left when another man comes towards my hut. He looks terrified. He keeps looking back as if someone is following him. And he too comes closer and closer. And when he reaches me, he falls to his knees and cries out, "Help me! Give me something to eat. Please." And so I give the man my second loaf of bread, and he thanks me too, and goes on his way. Well, now I have only one loaf of bread left. But I think that should be sufficient for a whole week too. Hardly have I thought that when I hear a faint sound in the distance. Tap, 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 and another man, a man with a cane behind me, slowly comes forward towards my house. And when his cane touches the stones of my step, he stops and he says to me, please give me something to eat. Who's there? A man? A woman? Is anyone there? Do you have some bread to spare? Well, I cannot see this man suffering, and so, although this is my last loaf of bread, I give it to him, and he thanks me, and goes on his way as well. Well, now I have no more bread left in the house. But I can work, and so I go out looking for work. There is no work, and so I end up in a rich man's field gathering grains. And I gather the grains and put them into a small bundle. And with the bundle in my hand, I start walking home. Suddenly, on the way home, a wild wind starts blowing. Dear God, is this what I deserve? For giving my last bread to the poor? No, this cannot be. The wind does not do God's command. The wind howls and cries and swirls around, but it does only its own mischief. Great King Solomon, therefore I come to you. Please judge between me and that wild wind. King Solomon looks at the woman with great pity and says to her, arise, arise, my daughter. Come, sit here by my side, and I shall have bread and wine brought before you. And so the woman sits by the man's midwife brought water. And while the woman is refreshing herself, two men from a faraway land come into the hall. The horn is blown again. And the two men enter the hall of judgment. And they come in front of King Solomon and bow down low before him. And King Solomon says to them, Arise, strangers, tell us who you are and what your story is. Great King Solomon, merchants are we from the lands of the sea. One day we hire a boat to ship our merchandise to a far away land. Come, my friend, we'll climb into the boat. And so we enter the boat and we start our trip. At first, the trip is good. The sea's calm. But then suddenly the sea boils up. The waves become bigger and bigger. And the boat is tossed back and forth with no course. Suddenly, a hole bursts open at the bottom of the boat. And the water starts flowing in. In a little while, we're going to be lost. And so, we start calling to all our gods, God of Amos, God of Edom, God of Sidon, God of Canaan. But to no avail. There is no answer. Then we remember you, God, King Solomon, the God of Israel, and we cry out to him, God of Israel, save us today, and we shall give all our gold and silver and precious stones on this boat to your temple in Jerusalem. And then, suddenly, a mighty gust of wind the hole is flagged up. We are saved. We are saved. We are saved. The seas calm again. And so we row back to the land of Israel. And when we get to the land, we climb out of the boat. Here, my friends, take this heavy sack. And we make our way to Jerusalem. And here we are, great King Solomon. And this is our sack of gold. May this offering please your God, because we do not know how to worship him. King Solomon, who listened to the story carefully, now says to the men, have you seen what it was that plugged up the hole? Yes, indeed we saw, and we examined it. And here it is, a mere bundle of flour. Where it came from, who knows? It's a mystery. But we shall keep it for eternal memory. And then your bundle. And the woman looks at the bundle, she takes it into her hand and says, yes, this is my bundle, but the flour is wet. I cannot make bread of it anymore. And King Solomon laughs at that heartily. And he says to her, no, you cannot make bread of this bundle, and therefore we shall give you another. And he gives her the sack of gold. Here, it was indeed God that saved these men's lives, but you were his messenger. Great King Solomon, wondrous are the ways of the world and the ways of God. When a woman, a poor widow, can lose a mere bundle of flour and gain a sack of gold in return. May this happen to all of us. Amen. The horn is blown for the last time.
Suggest that Meryl Streep and Ben Kingsley have a little bit to be fearful of.